Hello guys. Welcome to the story world. We are to serve you best stories, but we need your help to complete our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So find the subscribe button and please click on it. Let's jumping into story. Michael Turner believed that after 28 years of marriage, he knew his wife Sarah better than he knew himself. Together they had built a life, raised their daughter Emily, weathered hard times, and celebrated good ones. Their marriage had its cracks, but Michael thought they were small ones. Nothing love couldn't fix. Now, on the eve of Emily's wedding, the house buzzed with excitement. Tomorrow was supposed to be a milestone of love and family, the day they handed their daughter into her own forever. But fate had a different plan for the Turner family. A plan that began unraveling just hours before the wedding bells. Michael had been looking for the final guest list in Sarah's study when he noticed an envelope tucked beneath some bills. He wasn't nosy by nature, but with the stress of tomorrow's event, every detail mattered. He pulled the envelope free, expecting receipts or schedules. What he found instead knocked the breath out of his lungs. Petition for divorce. His hands shook as he skimmed the lines. Sarah Turner had filed for divorce. There were details about property division, no mention of custody since Emily was grown, and Sarah's signature at the end, like a nail in the coffin of his life. Michael's world tilted, every memory of their decades together suddenly fragile and false. 28 years of shared laughter, quiet evenings, raising Emily, they all seemed to crumble before his eyes. When Sarah entered moments later with a tray of tea, the sight of Michael clutching those papers froze her. His face was pale, his eyes shattered. "Michael?" she whispered, dread in her voice. "What is this?" he rasped, holding up the papers like a weapon. "Tell me this isn't what it looks like." Tears sprang to her eyes instantly. I was going to tell you," she murmured, voice trembling. "Just not tonight, not before Emily's wedding." Michael's chest tightened, fury and despair mixing like poison. "Not tonight? When were you planning to destroy our lives? After we smiled through the pictures? Before or after you told me the last 28 years were a goddamn lie?" Sarah sobbed. "I didn't want to hurt you like this. Michael, we stopped being happy a long time ago. We've just been surviving for Emily's sake. I stayed because she deserved a whole family. At least until she had her own life. But I can't pretend anymore. I don't love you the way I used to." Michael staggered back, wounded. So all this time, everything we built, every I love you, every kiss, was just an act. His voice cracked under the weight of betrayal. Sarah wept silently, unable to answer. The silence was worse than any words she could have spoken. Unbeknownst to them, Emily had heard everything. She had been lying awake in her room, nervous about the big day, when the shouting started. Curious, she crept closer and froze as their words tore apart everything she believed about love, marriage, and forever. She had idolized her parents' bond her entire life. They were her example of true love, the reason she said yes when Jake proposed. Now, the night before her wedding, she learned it was all a lie. Emily lay in bed afterward, staring blankly at the ceiling, her heart hollow. Tomorrow, she was supposed to promise Jake a forever she no longer believed existed. She thought of her parents, of their fake smiles over the years, of every moment they'd made her believe in something that wasn't real. As dawn crept in, one thought consumed her. Marriage is just a trap, a slow death of love. By morning, Emily was wild-eyed and restless, pacing her room. She sent Jake a message. "We need to talk before the ceremony." When he arrived, worried, she blurted out, "I can't do this, Jake. I can't marry you." Her hands shook, tears streaking her face. "They lied to me my whole life. My parents are getting divorced tomorrow after nearly 3 decades of what I thought was love. If they couldn't make it, what chance do we have? I won't walk into a future that ends in heartbreak." Jake grabbed her hands, desperate. "Emily, we're not them. What we have is real." "No," she screamed, yanking away. "It's all fake. Love dies, Jake. Marriage is just the long road to hate. I won't be a fool like them." She bolted past him, down the stairs where Michael and Sarah sat, stunned and silent. "You were going to let me get married without telling me?" Emily yelled, shaking with rage. "You lied to me my whole life. You paraded around like a perfect couple, and now it's just over? What's the point of anything if love isn't real?" Sarah sobbed, reaching out. "Sweetheart, we were trying to protect you." Protect me? Emily snapped, eyes blazing. You protected your dirty little secret, you built my whole life on a lie, and now you want me to make the same mistake? Then Emily made her craziest decision yet. She ran upstairs, ripped off her wedding dress, changed into jeans, grabbed her car keys, and screamed as she ran out the door, "I'm not getting married, I'm leaving, and don't you dare follow me." She drove for hours, no destination in mind, tears blurring her vision, screaming at the sky that love was a joke. She texted Jake that it was over, canceled the wedding from her phone in a whirlwind of anger, and even posted on social media, "Marriage is a scam. Don't fall for it like I almost did." Her friends panicked, the guests at the venue waited confused, and Jake was left heartbroken. Michael eventually tracked her to a cliffside overlook hours away. She sat on the edge, legs dangling dangerously, sobbing hysterically. "Why should I live in a world where love is a lie?" she cried when Michael reached her. Michael knelt beside her, his own heart shattered, but clinging to the hope that his daughter wouldn't lose herself in his pain. "Pumpkin," he whispered, voice raw, "what happened to your mom and me doesn't mean love isn't real. It means sometimes people change. Sometimes love changes. But those 28 years weren't fake. I loved your mom, truly, for a long time. That love gave me you. How can you say it was all meaningless when you're the best thing that came from it?" Emily shook her head violently. "I'm terrified, Dad. What if I marry Jake and 20 years from now we're screaming at each other, signing papers like you and Mom? I don't want to be broken like you." Michael's hands trembled as he cupped her face. "Love is never safe, Emily. It's a risk every single day. But if you run from it, if you throw it away before you've even tried, you'll regret it forever. Please, don't let my mistakes steal your chance at happiness." Emily sobbed in his arms for a long time. Hours later, she texted Jake to meet her at the overlook. When he arrived, breathless and scared, she whispered, "I'm terrified. I don't know if forever is real, but I don't want to lose you without trying." Jake knelt in front of her, eyes glistening. "Then we make our own forever, one day at a time," he said softly. They married in a small, delayed ceremony that evening, not with fairy tale certainty, but with raw courage. Emily's crazy flight, her fear, her rebellion, it all became part of their story, a reminder that love isn't perfect or guaranteed, but it's worth the risk. Months later, Michael and Sarah finalized their divorce, choosing friendship over a hollow marriage. Emily and Jake built their new life slowly, carefully, always remembering that love survives not because it's magic, but because two people fight for it every day. And though that night before her wedding had shattered her world, Emily carried one truth with her forever. Even broken love is real love, and it's worth believing in, even when it scares you. Now your turn, guys. What do you learn from this? Let the comment below your answer. And thanks for listening. Also, don't forget to subscribe.